What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Everything Mechanic, and we have this big shelf here. It's a woodworking video, but I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. So this is a router table right here. I can take these off and turn this into the router table. I can also turn this into the router planer. If you don't have a planer or any other tools to flatten kind of wood, this will show you how to do that. And all you have to do is grab you a few pieces of wood. Could be a sheet of plywood, and you can make this very easy. And I'm going to make it out of an old cabinet I have. So let's go ahead and get into the video. And yeah, let's just jump on in. Alright, so the first thing we're going to get to working on is we're going to take these nails out, because we need all these boards to make that table saw, or the what's it called, router saw table planer thing. And I'll show you what it's going to do. Is right here I have this router table. I just made this to where I can put the router on the bottom, and then I can router stuff with smaller stuff, so it's not as hard. I'm going to get this pile of sawdust off, but I'm going to make this the table. I'm going to put it on here, and then put your piece you're flattening right here in the middle, and you're going to take the router and go back and forth and flatten it. But I'll show this, the video will show you how to do it. So let's get into the time lapse on doing this. Since these things are not long enough for the table, we're going to have to use some of this. So we're going to have to, I'm afraid those grooves might be a problem right here, like those. But we're going to take all the nails out, and hopefully these will not be, the grooves won't be a problem for what we're making. Of course, y'all already know how it's going to turn out and look. It's that picture at the beginning, but I don't. So let's get to work. So here's our table, and I didn't do this one because I figured it's all cracked all the way up. I figured I tried this one. If I need more, I can get more off of that end. But there it is, and there's those pieces. And I'm on this table, and I'm thinking, how could I do it? What I could do is I could cut a groove all the way down and put two pieces together and put them in the groove. But then that would, and then screw them in from the bottom. But then that would make it to where I could not router, because I would have a big piece here to go across my router when I have a router right here. So I thought about it, and what I'm going to do, I don't know what I can do. Let me think about it. Aha! I found it. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to do this exact same. We're not going to do the groove. We're going to screw on a piece right here with it, and we're going to clamp that on with clamps. So screw it from this side into this side and clamp it. Man, ain't I so smart? Yeah, come on, give me a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so smart. And so let's get cutting. We're going to need some pieces like yay tall, and then like that for either side. And then I'll have to make the basket thing that goes through there. And so let's go ahead and go get measuring and cutting. Okay, right here we're cutting two 4-inch boards that are as long as the table, and then two 3 inches that are going to connect to each other. And so I'll both cut two 4 inches and then one 3 inch. Of course, you'll see in a little bit that I'm going to wire and cut that. And so, thanks for watching. The sponsor of today's video is, yeah, we don't have a sponsor, so thank you for watching. It's me. So, yep, we got that one cut. So, thank you for watching, and just keep watching to the end and make one yourself. Thank you. So we're going to kind of cut this last board here on this video, this clip I mean. Isn't that music just been wonderful? And, just put MH in the comments, put that down in the comments. Isn't he wonderful? That's the song that it's called. Jesus is wonderful. Well, thank you for watching. Let's finish the video. Go ahead, and since that board is done, I need one more 3-inch piece. Let's go ahead and get that. Okay, so I have these two boards here, and that's how it's going to be on the table. And I have a little board stick out here to clamp it down. And so this is 3 inches tall, this is 4 inches tall, as you saw in the picture at the beginning of the little video. The thing that's going to slide back and forth on here will be resting on this. And then I'll make another one, and so this is the 4-inch one, this is the 4-inch one, but I didn't have enough to make 2 4s and 2 3s out of the same board, and that one is really messed up. So I cut out of one of those boards, since they're too short, I cut 2 of them, and I'm going to put this on of course straight, and then I'm going to add the rest of it right there, and I'm going to connect it as best as possible to that. And alright, so I'm going to cut this length, and then we're going to use this for this. I have some of that board left. I cut the 2 3 inches off, 3-inch tall ones off, and instead of doing the whole length, I'm going to just cut a piece for right here, a piece for right here in the middle, and a piece for down here. So it looks like there's probably going to be a piece right here, a piece right here, and then like a piece right here in the middle. I can clamp down 3 clamps this so I can still move it and stuff. So let's go ahead and I'm going to cut the piece for right here, and then I'm going to cut the length, which is going to be like, so it's a little more than an inch. So I'm probably just going to make it 1.5 inches to be on the safe side, because I want to be able to, where are my clamps? My clamps over here. I'm going to want to be able to put it on there and then clamp it down. I'm hoping the handle won't get in the way. I can't touch the handle. There we go. There. Hope the handle won't get in the way. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut those pieces. Alright, so last screws in. Now we can take these clamps off. Let's grab my pliers for that one real quick. Alright, so so we got this cut right here at the end. Got the screwed on, and then I haven't cut the 1.5 inches for right here on the side, so I'm gonna cut those, and then I'll grab y'all right back. Alright, so we're back, and I got these cut right for this side. I haven't done that side yet, but I want to show you what I did. I countersunk them, so they're in a little ways, you can't see them, and there's our board, and I spread it out so I have enough. So these are 1 foot long, so 3 inches, and then these are 4 inches tall. Screwed them together, and then I grinded off the back where the screwed tiny tip came out. Then at 1 foot longs, I screwed these boards on. They're nice and tight on there, and then I clamp these boards down to the table. Clamp them down to the table so this doesn't move. And then, let's see here, I'll show you. So just lift up, and then I'll have 2 of these, and then the basket, or the wooden thing the router sits on. So we got one. We're going to build the other one, and then I'll get y'all right back. Alright, so we just got this other one built, and I just screwed these on, so they're tight on there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to clamp this on, and then, of course, I'll show you how to make the basket. So, for reference, if you're going to make one, this is 3 inches tall, then 4 inches, and the basket's going to slide along here. And then I'll put something on there to make it nice and slidable. And then 1 foot. You could do a full one right here. I did only 3 because I didn't have a long enough board right here. A board that I'm going to use because I made it all out of that shelf. And then I'm hoping it won't catch on right here, the basket, when I do it. So if it does, I'll find a solution for that. But if you don't make it out of this kind of like the grooved wood, then you shouldn't have a problem. So here's the other side, and all we have to do is clamp it down nice and tight. So we're gonna go ahead and jump onto the basket. What's up, y'all? It's next day and couldn't finish it yesterday, but we got the sides finished, of course. So what we're gonna do next is take our tape measure, and we're gonna measure it from one end to the other. It's like 27 and a little more than 1/2, or a little more than 27.5. So 27.5 will do. I already cut that, and then that's gonna fit about right right there or so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over to the table saw. I took the guard off of the table saw. You'll see why in a minute. And then what we're going to do is use this, put it up to that, put this against it, and back it up about 30 seconds of an inch. If you don't know what that is, neither do I. So just back it up some. So you have a little bit of wiggling room. You don't want too much. And then you clamp it down. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this to length. So let me clamp it down and I'll get y'all right back as soon as I cut it. Alright, y'all, I just finished cutting this piece. And then as you see here, this fits on here pretty good. And what you're going to do is you can measure from here how far you want your hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to our table, put it right on the mark, and then since I will have a board right here so it can slide, I'm going to put it right on the edge. I'm going to measure that from here to on the edge. And then what that width is, I'm going to put it from right here. Okay? So y'all go do that in yours. And then do that for both sides. And then hold it down, clamp it down, and then mark a hole in there. If y'all can see that. And then I'm going to measure it out. And then the next clip, y'all see me drilling. So let's get back to the clip. Alright, so I said the next clip will be me drilling. Well, I marked it out. And then forgot to show y'all me drilling. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure from here, this edge of the hole to here, or actually from here to the edge of the hole, and we're going to loosen this thing up, and then we're going to push it to the blade that length, clamp it down, and then I'll get y'all back. We're going to put the blade all the way down to do that. I'll get it in a minute. We'll put the blade all the way down and do the measuring, and then I'll get y'all back so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so I put the blade down, as you see there. Put this over top, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to hold this towards the thing, of course with my hands out of the way, raise the blade up, and then I'm going to go back and forth, come all the way to this hole, and I'm going to let y'all a video so y'all can see, and so let's go ahead and get to me cutting it. Right, now you put the blade down, and you cut the other side, measure the right length from here to here in case it's a difference. And then you put the blade back up while it's on, cut the thing, and so you do that on both sides, and we'll skip right to when I'm measuring and other stuff, so. Alright, so I just finished cutting this as y'all saw, and here it is, it fits good. And then what we're going to do is cut 3-inch boards to go right here on either side. And so let's go cut those real quick. And then I'll get y'all back as soon as I finish cutting them. I'm just going to use another one of these shelf boards, 3 inches, and then we're going to cut it 27 and 5/8, same as that. So let's go ahead and get to work. I'm going to cut it and put the guard back on at the same time. So I'll get y'all back as soon as I'm done cutting them. Alright, so let's go ahead and I'll put screws on the other side and then I'll get y'all right back. So I got this other piece screwed on, and then we have the side pieces, which these are 5 inches long. And then of course 3 inches tall. I already screwed this one on, and then we'll get to the next step. So this is flipped upside down right now. I have these mostly clamped on, not totally in the side. You'll see why in a minute. And so this is gonna sit like this. So it's a little far out, so I'm gonna pull this in right now, but I don't need to do that right now. What I have right here is a piece that will slide in here, which will slide this upside down. We're going to cut 4 pieces. I put one right here and then one about right here, so it can sit on this to slide on either side. So what you do is you cut a piece from here to here, 4 of them that are the length of this. Oh, hi, it's future me. So when you make those boards, don't make them that 5-inch long on the width of the bottom of it. Make it about 1.5 inches to 2 inches on either side longer. So yeah, let's just get back into the video, and sorry for the interruption. Which is mine is like 5 and a little bit, 5 and a hair or so. So let me cut 4 of those, and then I'll get y'all right back. Alright, so I just finished these at the bottom, and got it on there nice. Well, I thought I had it perfectly aligned. 1 second. There we go. Maybe. Okay, what I'm going to do is loosen these clamps and push this one in a little bit. But anyway, it slides pretty good, and it wasn't sliding too good. It kept getting caught in these notches, so I filled them in with this thing, and then Dremel tooled these off. This one, I already put a board right here, if you remember, and so I just put that piece in there. And what I do is I have some of this left from a project. I'm going to get more of this for another project's coming up. But I'm going to use this and a brush and brush it all around here. And then under here, all this. So it makes it slippery. And then I might even, if I have enough, put some in here for the router to slide in to be nice and slidey. So, hey, there you go. It fits in there. Just sit right down in there. But, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll get y'all right back. So we're back, and I got the router table done, and I have this piece I'm going to flatten. I got some wood chips sticking off of it, some wood chips, wood shavings glued onto it and stuff. If you can see, if you look at it from this angle, down there's a bunch of cuts and stuff messed up, so I'm going to flatten it. Let me throw the bit on this, tighten this sucker up, and we're going to go back and forth, and I'll put y'all on time lapse too. Actually, no, I'll probably put you on video, but fast play, so y'all can see me do it. So let me go ahead and get y'all set up, get the bit and everything, so we can go flatten this piece out so I can show y'all what it's done, or what it can do. So there we go. It's nice and slippery, so let's get it set up. So as y'all saw in the last video, I didn't speed up or anything because y'all heard my router. I don't know if you did or anything. It was really loud. My other bit I had it's a bigger bit I was going to use to flatten it was bent of some sort. So I got a new bit. So it's a little smaller, but it should still do the same job. So I'll speed y'all up so y'all can see me doing this next one. So, all right. Okay, so I didn't finish it because with a bigger piece, you want it sitting flat and clamp it down. It'd be way easier. But I did flatten it some, I guess. It's not perfect. Using these chunks of wood is not the best thing to make it sit a little higher because it's not very level. So you mainly want to set your whole piece on this table, and if you can't set it on there, get level pieces of wood that you can set on there. But there's your router, and there's your router table. And then of course I have this. I should have made a video on how to make this, but y'all can see the concept right there. So thank you for watching, and if you can, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these kind of things. So thank you, and see you in the next one.